Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I've got a story for you that's packed with some truly powerful life lessons. It's about opportunity, value, and the surprising ways we can all be a little foolish sometimes. So grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive in. Once upon a time, in a small, quiet village, lived a poor laborer. His daily grind was simple but tough. He'd dig up soil from the outskirts of the village, load it onto his donkey, and sell it at the market. It was back-breaking work, but he was a man of simple needs and never complained. One morning, as his shovel hit the earth, he heard a strange clink. Something hard was buried in the dirt. Curious, he knelt down and brushed the soil away. What he found took his breath away. It was a stone, but unlike any he'd ever seen. It sparkled and shone with an incredible brilliance, catching the sunlight in a dazzling display of colors. He picked it up, feeling its smooth, cool surface in his rough hands. What a beautiful stone, he thought to himself. But that's all it was to him, a pretty, shiny rock. He had no idea of its true nature or worth. With a smile, he found a piece of rope, tied it around the stone, and hung it around his donkey's neck. It was a simple, charming decoration for his loyal companion. Later that day, as the laborer and his donkey made their way through the bustling market, a wealthy merchant who owned a popular grocery shop spotted the glittering stone from a distance. Its sparkle was impossible to ignore. Intrigued by its beauty, he stopped the laborer. "Friend," he called out, "what's that shining stone on your donkey's neck?" The laborer glanced down at the decoration and replied, "Oh, that? It's just something I found this morning while I was digging. I thought it looked nice, so I tied it there." The merchant leaned in, his eyes examining the stone carefully. He could tell it was special, though he didn't know exactly how special. "It's quite beautiful," the merchant said, trying to sound casual. "I'll buy it from you. How about 50 rupees? The laborer paused to think. 50 rupees. For him, that was a very good sum, more than he often made in a day. It seemed like a fantastic deal for a rock he'd found by chance. He quickly agreed, untied the stone, and handed it over. The merchant, feeling quite pleased with his purchase, took the shiny stone back to his shop. He decided it would make a fine ornament and hung it from the hook of his weighing scale, where all his customers could admire it. And they did. People who came to buy groceries would often comment on it. "What a lovely piece of decoration," they'd say, admiring how it caught the light. The merchant would just smile proudly, enjoying the attention his new trinket brought to his shop. A few days passed. One afternoon, a jeweler happened to be walking through the market and decided to stop at the merchant's shop. As he browsed, his eyes were suddenly drawn to the stone hanging from the scale. His heart skipped a beat. His professional eye saw not just a pretty bauble, but a diamond, a flawless, priceless diamond of extraordinary value. He tried to keep his composure as he approached the merchant. Where did you get this?" he asked, his voice a little shaky. The merchant, beaming with pride, told him the story. "Oh, this? I bought it from a laborer for just 50 rupees. It's a nice decoration, isn't it?" The jeweler's eyes widened in disbelief. "A decoration?" he thought. Trying to hide his excitement, he asked, "Would you be willing to sell it?" "Sure," the merchant replied casually. "Give me 100 rupees, and it's yours." Now, the jeweler knew the diamond was worth thousands, perhaps tens of thousands. But a little bit of greed began to creep into his heart. He saw a chance to make an even bigger profit. 100 is a bit steep, he countered. "I'll give you 80 rupees for it. That's a fair price, right?" The merchant, however, was firm. He wasn't in any hurry to sell. "I said 100, he repeated calmly. "Take it or leave it." The jeweler frowned. He was so close, but his own greed held him back. "He doesn't know what he has," the jeweler thought. "I'll come back tomorrow. I'm sure I can convince him to sell it for 90. Convinced he was being clever, he left the shop without the diamond. That very evening, As the sun began to set, another man found himself stranded in the village. He was also a jeweler, and his car had broken down right near the market. While waiting for it to be repaired, he decided to wander around to pass the time. His stroll led him into the very same grocery shop. Almost immediately, he saw it, the magnificent diamond hanging innocently from the weighing scale. His eyes gleamed with recognition and excitement. He knew instantly what it was, and more importantly, what it was worth. Unlike the first jeweler, he didn't hesitate. He walked straight up to the merchant and said, "I'll take that stone. Here's 100 rupees. He didn't bargain, he didn't haggle. He saw his opportunity and seized it. The merchant was delighted. He happily took the money, handed over the stone, and the second jeweler walked away with an unimaginable fortune in his pocket. The next morning, the first jeweler returned to the shop, ready to make his clever offer of 90 rupees. But when he looked at the weighing scale, his heart sank. The diamond was gone. "Where is it?" he asked the merchant, a sense of panic rising in his voice. "Where's that shiny stone?" The merchant, calmly counting his earnings from the day before, replied, "Oh, another gentleman came by yesterday evening. He bought it for 100 rupees. The jeweler's face turned white as a sheet. He couldn't believe what he was hearing. "Do you have any idea what you've done?" he shouted, his voice trembling with regret and anger. "That wasn't just a shiny stone. That was a priceless diamond, worth thousands upon thousands of rupees. And you sold it for a miserable 100. The merchant simply looked at him and let out a small, knowing laugh. "My friend," he said, "you knew its value. You knew it was worth thousands. And yet, you stood here yesterday and argued with me over 20 rupees. So tell me, who is the real fool here? Me, who made a profit on something I thought was just a decoration? Or you, who let a fortune slip through your fingers because of your own greed?" The jeweler stood there, completely speechless. The merchant's words hit him like a physical blow. He realized that his own cleverness, his greed, and his hesitation had cost him the opportunity of a lifetime. This story, as simple as it is, teaches us 3 incredibly important lessons. First, be careful where you choose to be stingy. The first jeweler knew the diamond's immense value, yet he let a tiny amount of money cloud his judgment. In trying to save a little, he lost everything. It reminds us that if you're stingy in every single situation, you risk losing something truly priceless. Second, never miss a golden opportunity. Both jewelers saw the diamond, but only one acted decisively. The first one tried to be too clever, to outsmart the merchant, and in doing so, he let a once-in-a-lifetime chance slip away. Sometimes, the window of opportunity is incredibly small, and hesitation is its greatest enemy. And third, and perhaps most importantly, never delay what can be done today. Procrastination and hesitation are thieves of fortune. The second jeweler understood this. He saw the opportunity and acted immediately. There's an old saying, "Do tomorrow's work today, and today's work right now." Because the perfect time isn't coming tomorrow. The right time is always now. So what do you think? Have you ever let an opportunity slip by because of hesitation or trying to be too clever? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I love reading your stories and insights. Thanks so much for watching and spending this time with me. If you enjoyed this story and the lessons it holds, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next video. Until next time, seize the day.